Hey, I'm Amanda,
And I'm Brandon.
and we're results leaders.
You're listening to ResultsLeader.fm. Being a thought leader is easy. Getting results is hard. This show is for the results leader who lives and dies by their results. Here is your host and Chief Results Leader, Jonathan Rivera.
Yes, y'all, you know what time it is. It's time for another ResultsLeader.fm. I'm stoked that you're here. And today you're getting a dos para uno, 2 for 1. That's right. I've got 2 guests today. My friends, Brandon and Amanda Neely. They have helped me out so much in the way that I think about finances, in the way that I fund my business, in the way that I take profits and live a better life. Frankly, these people have helped me live a better life with everything they have taught me, and they're going to share some of that with you in today's episode. So let's jump in. Brandon and Amanda, welcome to the show. Are you guys ready to rock this thing?
For
Absolutely.
sure.
All right, so we got a 2 for 1 today, and let's give our listeners a really quick win, something that they can use right now, even if they don't listen to the rest of the show. What book have you given most as a gift?
Profit First is a book that we've given out a lot, and then The Banking Yourself Revolution is our second book that we use a lot.
Yes, sir, and I have both those books, and they are incredibly valuable. And I got them both from you, I think. So thank you. Thank you for both of those. So let's move into failure. Can you guys tell me a story of how an apparent failure set you up for later success?
I could say in our first business, it was a coffee shop. Second year into that business, we had so much failure. I feel like my cat died. Amanda had a miscarriage. My grandma died. Sales sucked at the shop, and everybody just wanted to hear things are amazing. And that was a huge failure. At least it felt like it during that time. It sucked. I would never recommend that to anybody.
So there's a second part of that question, how you turned that into success. Don't make it just complaints here.
Yeah. So it was the second year of our business. We had been grinding, all these horrible things had happened. We were at a breaking point, and it was 2 things: the community around us reminding us why we do what we do and how much we love each other, and those type of things we needed to be reminded of. And secondly, us saying we're more than just this business. We need to take time for us and be people outside of the business, have a date night, have a couple hours off every week to actually focus on ourselves. And those small steps made the world of a difference.
What did you learn in that time?
Yeah, that's actually when we first heard about Profit First. And because we had started putting ourselves outside of the business as individuals, Profit First came right along to say, okay, now do this with your money too.
Yeah. I think the challenge with some of that was our coffee shop name was Overflow, but the problem was we weren't taking care of ourselves. So we weren't able to overflow to other people, the community, anything. We were dried up, and we needed to figure out how best to position ourselves in a healthy way so we could overflow.
What is the most worthwhile investment you have ever made?
Can we say in ourselves? I don't know.
No, I'm gonna call it's bank on yourself, and how we use that strategy, that system, to put aside money for our future, short term, medium term, long term futures. It's really a great place that we store our cash that outperforms a savings account. Does some really good stuff for us and keeps it accessible for us to use it to continue to grow our business and continue to invest in ourselves, not just in other businesses.
Brandon, anything you wanted to add there?
Oh, I would add with that banking yourself thing, it really helped because we had other setbacks along the way, and we were able to access our cash on our terms during both challenges and opportunities. So we were able to use that during a flood in our business, literally a flood of water that destroyed our coffee shop for a little while. We were able to use that to overcome some things. And then ultimately, like a trip and a down payment on our house that we live in now.
Are you enjoying the interview? Yeah, I had to jump in here for a second and ask you, if you've been listening for a while and you haven't subscribed to this show, why not? Go to wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Results Leader FM, and hit the subscribe button. That way you never miss another episode. Now that we got that out of the way, let's jump back into the interview. In the last 5 years, what new belief, behavior, or habit has most improved your life?
For me, it's like making sure I'm going to the gym, exercising regularly, putting that as a practice regularly. So that's, for me, one of the things that I've done.
Yeah, and I would just say delegating, having a virtual assistant and then an in-house assistant has meant a world of difference, made us have much better results in our business.
What are you delegating now? Because I mean, I met you through delegating.
Everything, right? Like, as we want to be just talking to people, helping them break through to a smart, stable financial future, and having those meetings and trying to delegate every single thing else in our business so we can just focus on helping people and talking with them.
I like that Dan Sullivan talks about unique ability, and that sounds like you guys are getting into your unique ability. So that's a beautiful thing. What are some bad recommendations that you hear in your area of expertise?
Too many.
If you guys could see Amanda right now.
You have to reinvest everything in your business.
I know that one. What's wrong? Well, no, what's wrong with that? Because isn't that responsible? I mean, most people would tell you that's responsible business ownership. Keep feeding the business.
Yeah, the problem is when people do that, they never get to the point where they start feeding themselves. They keep moving that goalpost, right? That habit is hard to switch from putting into your business to taking the profit yourself. Much better habit to create is that you do pay yourself. And when the business needs it, you can put it right back in there because you have it yourself. But you've established that habit, even if it's just 1% that's going to you on a consistent basis. You've established that habit. It's a lot easier to grow that habit, right? Move it to 2, 3, 4, 5%, however much. And it's also showing your business is profitable. So if you ever want to exit, sell, do something different, it's much better to show, yeah, I've been taking a profit from this business and here's how much. And sure, I've needed to reinvest in some ways, but you could take this profit too. Don't you want this business?
So how do you find the balance there? Because when I met you, I was on that side of I'm plowing back or whatever we call it, and then there's the other side of I'm taking my profit. But how do you find a balance where you're not hurting the business by taking the profit? Because I think that's where most people are like, oh, I'm stunting my growth by doing this.
I think you're stunting your growth by not doing it sometimes. Again, thinking about the personal health, if you're not taking a salary or income, then you are not healthy as an individual, and the business will effectively die in some regard because if you're, again, not taking care of yourself, the business is around you as a small business owner anyway. And so making sure those habits of health and pay, it's an important thing, right? And also when you have kids, maybe as a small business owner, when you start out, it's okay to eat ramen and eat on the cheap. But at some point you gotta say, all right, my kids can't just survive off of ramen like I could. I don't know.
Yeah, you kind of have to ask yourself, do you want to be operating your business out of a place of abundance and a mindset of personal abundance as the leader of your business? Or do you want to always feel scrappy and scarce and operate your business from that place?
Give me abundance, baby. So let's talk about what everybody's really here for. Why do results matter?
Well, I think about this term entrepreneurs, and there's a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs out there who have never actually done anything, and they're giving advice and talking every day long, all day long. And I've now said, all right, what have you actually done, created, anything? And there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that they have a great TikTok presence, YouTube, whatever. I don't know. But it's really in the results, and failures typically is important to me to see what have they accomplished and what have they overcome, and that's going to tell me more than a post on 3 things you can do. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
Those are helpful.
results really equal impact, right? If you have no results, you have no impact. And I want to be changing the world, making it a better place. I better have some results or else I'm just running around in circles rather than moving down the street.
Well, what do you say to those people then that are out there saying fake it till you make it?
Maybe for the week, but don't live your life that way. Like there's a lot to be said for authenticity and being genuine, right? And there's sometimes we do have to pretend, put on our big boy pants before we're ready to really wear them, but we grow into them. But you can only do that for so long before I think you start feeling anxious and depressed and you're living a lie.
And I think part of it is as people run into doing a business, again, the entrepreneur idea, there's a lot of people out there who are like waiting and saying they're going to do something and they never actually do anything. And I'm like, well, I don't want to listen to that. I want to listen to people who are actually have some battle scars too.
I like it. And one of my little influencer sayings is there is no right time. The time is right now. So, what would you say in the last, I want you to think back, in the last 5 years, what new realization has helped you get better results for your clients?
I think understanding the way money works is a huge thing for me. And as a
I'm going
business
to stop
owner,
you there because you just opened a can of worms. What does that mean, the way money works? Don't I just like work, get paid, pay my bills? How's money work?
oh, Amanda might have some good answers on this one because she's really good at
She
this.
looks
But
like she's ready.
Yeah. I'd recommend a great book to you, JR. It's called The Creature from Jekyll Island.
Come
And
on, I haven't read that. Come on. My
it
son's read that.
great, great. So it goes in, well, to your audience then, right? Like, it goes into really great detail of where money came from and the systems that have been established and how they've been changed over time, especially here in the good old United States of America. The creature, to spoiler alert, is the Federal Reserve Bank. We've tried to have a national bank 3 times in the history of this nation, and the first 2 times failed. We're on attempt number 3. Um, and maybe that's a failing system too. So understanding those kind of things have really helped us communicate, do we to our clients and do you really want to be operating in that system or do you want to choose a different way where you have more control rather than the JP Morgans of the world?
So I don't know if you guys are up to speed, but if you're not, I want to send you a gift. Are you guys reading any of the Tuttle Twins?
the
Okay,
nope.
I got you. I got you, baby. There's a kids version of the creature, and we started Huddy early on this stuff. I'm reading him all this stuff, and it's like, oh, are you brainwashing him? No, I'm programming him.
Yeah, he's going to get programmed one way or the other.
I'm going to do the programming around hell.
Good for you.
We
All right.
have thought about getting that book. Our son is 3-year old, and we're just waiting. Like, is it the right time or not? And I think it's getting close. So we're like, all right, how do we teach him about this? And then again, understanding how money works, knowing that we are the best investment and business owners, and in general, everyone else has a plan for our money. um, Wall Street is going to pull it out, try and get it to go to, I don't know, some other company. How do we best keep it in our own pockets is the main thing, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the power, right? That's the power because they have the power over you. And that's one of the things I learned working with you guys. So thank you for that. So let's talk about your business. What area of your business would you like better results?
Lead generation. We want to help more and more people. That's an easy one.
Yeah, it came right out. Lead generation. Excellent. So, what results are you most proud of?
I'll go first on this one. So for me, I'm totally a socially awkward person. I went to a university where the joke was, how do you tell if a boy likes you? He stares at your feet instead of his own feet while he's talking to you. Um, I have grown a lot in personal relations and talking with people, and I'm still continuing to grow, but realizing we can never do what we want to do alone. We got to have other people that know us, trust us, but actually really like us. And not that I'm a different person, but how I communicate what's really inside me in a way that helps other people understand that has been a huge learning curve for me, if I'm being 100% honest.
How'd you overcome that awkwardness? Because I didn't ever detect that on you.
Yeah, part of it was owning a coffee shop and having to talk to people every single day, and part of it was being married to someone who is an amazing, person when it comes to social intelligence, and I picked up so many things from him, kind of that iron sharpens iron type deal.
Nice. Brandon?
Yeah. So the question was of what.
What results are you most proud of?
Yeah. So I think the results I'm most proud of is seeing where we are now in the financial services sector, realizing that we're in a weird piece of that sector. We didn't realize that there's so much opinions about it. And what I'm most proud of is that we were able to sell a business, a coffee shop that we built from the ground up and sold, and now using that knowledge to help others become uh, financially free, whatever that means for them, especially for business owners, and just seeing the light bulbs come on in our clients as they I don't know, using the matrix term, where they break free from the in that matrix world. They're in
Wow,
this
they
new
get
kind of thing.
shot out from the sack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just watched all three. So why don't you, I mean, if you can, give us an example of one of those light bulb moments, or maybe what the most common light bulb moment is, because there's probably one or two that really make your day. Can you share with us?
Amanda, you might share about like the still method and some of the goal setting that we do with our clients.
Yeah, a lot of what really transpires in people is a total mindset shift from I have to I can't really understand how the money system works. I have to hand it off and let someone else manage it for me to I can control it. I can have power, and I can set my goals and I can actually reach them. And so we're talking a lot with people about what are their goals, where's their money at now, and how can we move that money to a way that it's going to help accomplish their goals. And a lot of people don't take the time to think through that, or they don't think that that's even possible to do, except unless their goal is to have $1 million or $3 million or whatever. But if it's like, I want financial independence and here's my definition of that, we can come alongside them and say, okay, here's what your money needs to do to reach that definition. And to see those light bulbs come on to be like, oh, I don't have to do what I thought I had to do, which is what everyone else is doing. I can create my own path. I can do something different, and it can feel really good.
No doubt. Any parting thoughts you want to share with the results leaders who are listening to us right now?
Oh, I was just going to say that each person's financial plan is different and unique. And just listening to Dave Ramsey and saying, "Oh, this is exactly how it all works," or this or that, it's very unique. And looking inside of what do you want to accomplish, and really wrestling with that internally first, and then build, like, kind of reverse engineer your life is what I think about a lot. Is like, we're reverse engineering things all the time. Like, how do you want to end in life? And then let's figure out how to get there.
Yeah, great stuff, Brandon. I don't have anything to add, actually.
How about that?
Well said.
There is one thing that I know we need to add. Listeners are going to want to get more from you. Where should they go?
Yeah, wherever you're listening to this podcast, you can find the Grandma's Wealth Wisdom podcast as well, which we've got a great producer that makes us sound really great on that show. So be sure you subscribe to that. And then you can also reach out to us at grandmaswealthwisdom.com.
And you
Excellent.
could check out the Still Method, stillmethod.com. That is our framework that we've now created and use with all of our clients.
Excellent. We will have links to everything in the show notes. We've been talking with Brandon and Amanda Neely from Grandma's Wealth Wisdom podcast. Thank you for spending some time with us. And thank you, our dear listeners, for tuning in to another amazing episode. That is a wrap. That is a wrap for another edition of ResultsLeader.fm. If you are out there getting results for your clients and you want to be featured on the show, go to ResultsLeader.fm now and apply to be on the show. And if you love what you're hearing, share the show, give us a rating and review, do anything to help us get the message out there. Thought leadership is easy, but results leadership is hard. We'll catch you on the next one.
This program is brought to you by thepodcastfactory.com.